Every year we do a pig roast here in the neighborhood. We got this 104-pound pig and it's way too big to go in my regular cooker. So today we're cooking a whole hog on the BFG. Let's do it. All right, so the first thing we got to do is we have to butterfly this open. Part of that, what we're going to do, we're going to need a bigger knife. That's the bigger knife. What you want to do is you want to open this up, but you don't want to go through the skin because the skin's going to provide our layer. Get your cleaver and a knife. See, it opens right up. Just go down the spine. All right, so now we've got it all butterflied open, which is what we want. Now we're just going to trim a bunch of this loose skin and membrane away and really get this pig ready. Anything we don't want to eat, we want to get rid of. Yeah, take the membrane off the ribs to be sure, so all that flavor gets down in there. So when I do a pig, what I like to do is try to create as much bark as possible. And so what we're going to do is we're going to remove these first 3 ribs, which will open up these entire shoulders to get more bark. So 1, 2, 3. And to get in here, you just cut in behind, just in behind the rib to the shoulder and up to the spine. And when you get behind that, just remove all this shit, all this membrane. You see how much more of that shoulder we exposed? It's good stuff right there. Do that, of course, on both sides. All right, now we've got all this shoulder meat exposed. Per Dennis's recommendation, I went ahead and took the spine out up to here as well, which I think was a good idea. Now that we've got everything cleaned up, the last thing we want to do, just like we did on the front when we exposed more meat to get more bark, we want to do the same thing on the hams in the back. So what I'm going to do is remove some skin from the top so that we can get more dry rub on here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a line. Helps me track, and you want about that much. And I'll just take that off. And a nibble. All right, so with all that cleaned up and the ham and shoulders exposed, it's time to inject this hog. This injection is the meat church injection mixed with like 3/4 of a gallon of apple juice and a good slug, I didn't really measure it, of apple vinegar. So we're just gonna inject in the hams, we're gonna go every inch, and we're gonna get this whole gallon into this pig. Now that the hog is injected, we need to move it from this table to this table where I've got one of the cooking grates out of the BFG. And on top of that, I've put this foil. And to make it easy later to wrap the pig, I've got these extra long pieces that I've curled up. And so what I'll do is when time comes, I'll just be able to pull these out, fold them over, and wrap the pig easily. Dennis, you ready to move this sucker? Yes, doctor. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that actually, that went perfect. That's good. All right, so now we're gonna put on just a light binder layer. I use yellow mustard, you can use whatever you want. Just a light layer that'll help that rub adhere to this pig. And just rub it in.
Well, you know the scene in Empire, A New Hope? They came from behind.
For our first layer, we're just gonna do a little bit of heat, and I'm using the Bearded Butcher hot seasoning. Really like this, so we're just gonna do a light sprinkle of heat, just to give it a little bit of punch, but nothing too crazy. And then after the heat, we're putting on the black. And the black with them uses coffee and molasses to immerse your tastes in a robust and full flavor. And so this has got a little bit of sugar in it. Should caramelize pretty well. And this we're gonna go very heavy on. So we're just gonna cover everything. So because we butterflied this open, we've essentially exposed the entire loins on both sides to direct heat. So we need to protect those loins to keep them juicy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pack this cavity with sausage, and then we're gonna overlay with a bacon lattice structure. This is a garlic cheddar jalapeno sausage from the local butcher where we got the pig. Which piece is going around me?
Those two are the same.
Good eye.
No.
All right, now we're happy. Back here isn't really needed, it's just extra bacon. And we're just gonna foil that for now. We'll take it off at the end and finish that, but this pig is ready to go on the smoker. It's going on cold, and we're gonna set it for 225. It's gonna take somewhere like 18, 19 hours to cook. It's gonna go on, and we're gonna baste it with some mop sauce for the first 6 hours, every hour and a half. So it's gonna be kind of a late night. After 6 or 7 hours, whenever I'm happy with the color, I will wrap this in full, leave it at 225, finally get to sleep, and then we'll check it in the morning. But let's get this thing on, Dennis.
Let's do it.
More propped up to get that, the better to hold the juice in it, you know. All right, we're ready to go. Gonna turn the grill on, set it to 225. Set the timer, this timer, for 6 hours, because that's when we think we might have to wrap it. And we're gonna set the iPhone for 1 hour and a half when we need to mop it. There we go. Should be 18, 19 hours, something like that. Be a long one.
Game on.
First hour and a half in, first mopping. What we're doing here. And we're getting a little bit of color. Nothing too crazy, but we'll give it a mop. Really just Italian seasoning. Soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce. Second time to do the mopping. Third mopping. 4.5 hours in. Now we are starting to get some of this good color. You can see that. Just did the fourth. And I think what I'm going to do is wrap this now so I can get some sleep, and then I'll take this off, the foil off, later in the cook. All wrapped up. All right, it's been 18 hours. Front shoulder's at 205, the back's at 195. We're gonna unwrap it, take all the juice out of the middle, spray some more rub on it. I think we did okay.
So you stuffed its cavity with sausage and then topped it with bacon.
Yeah.
As you do.
All right, and now we're just gonna come back here. More of this dry rub. We're gonna leave it at 250 for another 10 to 20 minutes. Just gonna let this set up. And then we're gonna glaze it.
Oh, that in a small town.
20 minutes. This glaze is just barbecue sauce, apple cider, and a little bit of the rub. I'm just gonna put that all over this. All right, we're gonna let that go another 20, 30 minutes. Caramelize, but like look in here, you see the ribs are already starting to pull apart. It's gonna be good. 40 minutes is over. That glaze is set. I'm gonna turn on this off this grill and just let it rest for 30 minutes to an hour until guests start to show up. This looks fantastic.
Are you guys about to have a little fun over here?
Should I pull this off?
Yeah, pull that out. I'll pull this one out.
Is that on the rack? Perfect.
Yeah, that's
Perfect. What a gimmick.
Somebody snuck a piece of bacon on. I can see a
Who would-
naked spot.
Who would do that?
You son of a bitch.
Who would do
All right.
that, dude? I don't.
Any of us?
Who would do that?
You're don't get dripped on. Don't get dripped on.
I mean, there are worse things in life.
Really rough to take, you know? I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed creating it for you. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below to let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to EJ Does Everything for more awesome content like this, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.